Hello everyone, this is Tim. This is going to be a pretty heavy video. I'm going to talk about the topics of suicide and role-playing games. So to start this off real quick, if you are having any thoughts or urges to commit suicide, please seek help, talk to friends, family. There are hotlines for such things. I'll make sure to put some down below. So in the past, D&D has been blamed for suicides. Somebody has a hard time one day or for a while and ends up choosing to kill themselves. Let's say that they happen to also play RPGs. Well, people by and large, I've found, try to take complex things and make them simple, too simple. They always look for something to blame. So when someone kills themselves, it's a very complex thing. There's a lot of different variables that go into that: family, work, school, home life, relationships, children, medical issues, anything you can possibly think of in life, just sort of all piles up on top of each other. So for people to blame one thing is rather simple-minded and ignorant. So again, if you are having thoughts about this, if you've considered it, if you have plans, things that you're going to do, if it's almost like a fantasy to you that you want to do certain things before you end yourself, please talk to somebody. Even if it's like some person like me that's just some stupid guy on the internet, sometimes that can be enough to get you through the day. I've talked to people in the past that have had problems. I don't know if it's helped. All I can do is talk about things that have gone on in my life and how I've gotten through the days, just one day at a time a lot of times. So, and I've done a video talking about depression and my mind and RPGs. I'll make sure to put that down below as well. I don't think I've ever really gotten in deep like this. So for me, I really had a lot of dysfunctional family stuff, um, some like body issues, I guess you could phrase it. I'll leave that vague. Um, just just a lot of things that sort of build up over time. And when I was 16, I really was thinking about killing myself. I thought about it every day, multiple times a day, how I was going to do it, what I was going to do, and I didn't really tell anybody. I just sort of kept that inside, and I hid it away. I wore a mask. No one even knew that I had any problems until I had to. I basically just did one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, and that was I went up to my father and told him that I needed to talk to somebody. And me and my father didn't have a very good relationship growing up, so I think that made it a lot harder. But it's one of the things I'm most proud of doing, because if I wouldn't have done that, I don't think I'd still be here. I think messages still work on YouTube, but they're kind of wonky, and I don't really, I'm not very good with how they work now. But if you're over on Google Plus, you can send like a private message, just tag me if you have any problems you want to talk about or whatever. I'm willing to listen. If you have like no one else to talk to, I can be that stranger on the internet, and we can go over our woes and all the things that suck, and why we're all messed up. But yeah, I just want to emphasize that, like in my case, I played role playing games. Role playing games were not a cause of me thinking about killing myself. Role playing games were something that helped me through. Looking forward to a game like on a Saturday, like it was like a Monday. That was enough sometimes to just get me through the day. Something to look forward to. It's kind of hard sometimes when you don't have a lot of things that you really look forward to other than like a game or two. Um, so role playing games for me were definitely in the positive side. It wasn't anything negative or anything that brought me down. It was something that gave me strength and helped me get through the day. So I just want to make sure that point is out there. I had filmed this once before, and I think the first time I did a lot better, but the file got corrupted, so I had to redo it. I've noticed that a lot of people don't really feel comfortable talking about this, so I wanted to put it out there that there are people that play that think about suicide, that probably have various plans in mind, perhaps, or it's almost like it's a you start like fantasizing about like what it's going to be like after you're dead, but the thing is you're not going to be here to see it, so it's really kind of it's just like self-destructive thinking. I guess it's like escapism taken to the 10th order or something, 10th power. It's kind of pointless, and I wish I didn't think like that sometimes. Like if things are going badly, I just think it's going to be easier if I'm not here. So you start thinking like, well, maybe I'm not going to do it. Maybe somebody will just T-bone me in the middle of the street one day, and that'll be that. And that's something kind of morbid to think about, but I do. I think about it less now than I used to, but when things get rough, like when my relationship isn't going well, it's a very stressful day with the kids, whatever. Even though I have all this good stuff in my life, I can't seem to get away from thinking about that. That's I guess like a dark fantasy. I guess that it's it's just there. I really have a hard time being positive, and that's one of those like negative things that creeps into my head. Thoughts like that. So if this is like if you think like this, uh, it's tough because if you go and tell anybody that occasionally I think about killing myself, they're going to probably lock you away. They're going to kind of wreck your life. You're going to get labeled with certain things, certain mental health conditions that can affect you in various ways that they can hold you back from opportunities. So it's really tough, and I think this is why a lot of people keep this stuff to themselves. They don't want to share. They don't want to put themselves out there. And like even this video, I might even get some problems because of this from being so open. But I'm still here, and I think that's the most important thing that people just don't understand. That it's another day, and that's almost like a victory. That's like I got through yesterday. I have one more tomorrow. Because I can push myself through, figure out a reason, find something in that day that I enjoyed, and focus on that. And a lot of times for me, that is role play games. Working on a game, prepping for a session, whatever. Like I have other things, and my life is not that bad now. That's the thing that kind of tells me that I'm broken. I'm damaged goods because like right now I have a house, a wife, and two kids, and that's kind of like the American dream, right? And there are just some days where I'm just not happy. I just can't seem to make myself happy. It it's just who I am, I think, and I wish I could figure out a way to make it better. I've gone down the psychology therapy sort of route, and I'm going to couples counseling right now. So I guess I still am doing the therapy, and it's helpful, um, but it doesn't seem to get me all the way there. I kind of think that this is going to be me the rest of my life, and I'm just going to have to push through and do the best I can. And that's hard. It's not easy. It's not pretty. It's not glamorous. There's some days when I really can't even motivate myself to just do my daily tasks that I'm supposed to do. So I think I'm getting a little lost here. I'm gonna stop and think about it some more. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna just be rambling from here on out if I continue. So I just want to just reemphasize things that get help, even if it's just someone or complete strangers. Sometimes are the best people to tell. People that aren't in your life, that don't really know you all that well. They know like your YouTube handle or your Google Plus name, but that's pretty much it. Sometimes those are the best people to talk to. Maybe somebody that has something in common with you, but it's kind of far away, so they can't mess with your life. I don't know. It's tough, and really you just have to take it day by day. Sometimes it feels like it's thought by thought, just trying to kick yourself out of that rut, that cycle of self abuse and negative thinking, demotivating yourself, self abuse, all that stuff. There's lots of stuff that goes into it. But I just want to say that you're not alone. There are people out there that are also really just struggling getting through the day, even though it might look like they have, all their shit together. They know what they're doing. They're doing pretty well. But you hear it in the news a lot, a man found dead in his closet, or someone ran off the road on purpose and they died. So I think a lot of people just hide it until it's too late. And I don't want it to be too late for you. I'm picturing people watching this, and maybe you have a hard time too. I don't want to hear that you're one of these people. I want you to live, do the best you can, try to enjoy life, and try not to dwell too much on the things that you don't really have control over anyway. That's probably the hardest thing. Things that other people have done to you, situations that you were put in that they weren't your choice. Those can be the hardest things to get over, I think. But then again, there's the things that you do yourself. Like, well, I fucked up, and it's gonna mess with me the rest of my life. I'm kind of an asshole because I did that. Those sort of situations are not easy to deal with either. Like, wow, I couldn't have been dumber. I can't believe I just did that. Whatever it is in your life, whatever situations you have to deal with, don't consider suicide an option. Just try not to even think about it. If you find yourself thinking about it, just try to break yourself out of that line of thought, distract yourself. And I guess really that's for me a lot of times that's what RPGs are. They distract me. They give me a little mental vacation from all this noise and uh, just terrible things that are in my head. Things that I just it's just not healthy to think this way. But then again, here I am. Yeah, I find myself thinking this way a lot. So here's a +2 bonus out there for any saving throws versus depression, mental illness, and stuff you just can't get away from, things that you just can't seem to change. But I had a friend tell me that you can't change the situations you've been through. You can't change the situations with your dad and your father and the divorce and the problems you have in your relationship are hard to deal with. You can try to make those better, but some of those ones, especially the ones in the past or things that happened with people that are now dead, you can't go back and change those things. So you really need to learn how to react differently to them, whatever that means. so, so good luck with your saving throws out there. Get help if you need it, and if you need some stranger to talk to on the internet, I am here. It's pretty easy to get a hold of me, but I'll put some links below for my Google Plus account and what have you. So, thanks for listening, and I hope that things get better for you out there and that you get to tomorrow and you get through today.